Good evening, and welcome to Columbia High School's 2020 commencement ceremony. Although this ceremony is not to be a typical ceremony, we are extremely grateful that each of the graduates are able to walk the stage in their cap and gown and receive their diploma. We know getting to this point has had its unique share of challenges, but class of 2020, just remember that you will have these experiences to look back on. You will most definitely never forget your graduation. At this time, please feel free to sit back and enjoy the show. I would like to begin tonight by introducing you to the CHS class of 2020 valedictorians. We are fortunate this year to have two extremely talented ladies as valedictorians. First off, I would like to introduce you to Haley Foote. Haley has worked exceptionally hard throughout her high school career. Haley has maintained a 4.0 GPA while attending CHS and completing the Early Childhood Education Program at TriTech. Haley is a devoted member of the CHS Honor Society. Each semester, Haley eagerly completes at least 16 hours of community service. She is always willing to lend a hand. Please welcome to the stage the brilliant Haley Foote.
I always thought I'd be on the stage giving a speech at graduation, but circumstances were much different in my head. Yeah. I'm gonna take a moment and be really cliche. Congratulations, class of 2020. We have arrived at the destination that we've been working towards for the past 13 years of our lives. We have pushed through a virus, a quarantine, endless homework, and long essays, though they can be described differently with other words, like dreadful, but you know, like it makes much of a difference. Though we would not have made it this far without the help of amazing people, none of the least parents, teachers, and friends. Thank you to all the teachers who have taught us and pushed us beyond our limits. This year's been different, and I would like to thank those who have strived to help give us a graduation ceremony as close as possible to the real thing, and for striving to give us recognition for our work. Thank you to friends who have laughed with us and created memories to last forever. And our parents have done wonders for us. I am forever grateful to my mom, who has believed in me when I did not believe in myself. Thank you. Okay, cliché's over, yay. Oscar Wilde said, "Be yourself, everyone else is taken." In a world of conformity that people alter themselves to fit in, deliberately choose to take part in being unique and walking the unpaved path before you. The world pushes us to conform to its standards, go with each new trend, and change to be like every celebrity and influence our own personal opinions. Elena Stalin said, "If you desire to make a difference in the world, you must be different from the world." When we stay true to ourselves and be who we are, we can influence those around us for the better. We set our goals and we pursue them, and we can influence others to do the same. One of my personal goals was to be in this place as valedictorian. I had put intense mental pressure upon myself, pushing myself to be academically perfect and number one. I put so much pressure on myself that I excluded myself from many fun activities, preferring to keep myself on top of work and school. I kept few friends and often pushed myself away from other students. Looking back, I should have gone about my path to valedictorian much differently. My high school career would have been much more enjoyable had I taken advantage of other opportunities. As I received this recognition, the realization came to me, it's not just the destination, but the journey. Someone once said, sometimes we become so focused on the finish line that we fail to find joy in the journey. Enjoy the day-to-day experiences that come with life. Embrace each day's new possibilities. Follow your path to make and keep personal happiness. As someone once said, of this be sure, you do not find the happy life, you make it. A perfectly happy life cannot be found, it has to be made. The only way to do that and find your true happiness in life is to set goals that will help you be yourself. Although setting goals doesn't mean that we have no struggles and everything will be easy. Take this speech, for example. I wish I could say that I wrote this speech a month ago when I was asked to speak at graduation. I actually planned on writing the speech months ago. When I wasn't even certain if I was going to be giving a speech at all, I had told myself, Haley, you are going to write a speech for graduation. Even if you don't give it, it is important to be prepared. That was in January. Now, 5 months later, I had finally started to write it. Probably should have done it sooner. This speech was always there in the back of my mind, like that annoying voice that never leaves you alone. I knew that I should write this speech and that my deadline was ticking closer. Second by second, hour by hour, day by day, time slipped away from me. My mom, bless her heart, has the best intentions for me, but she would always bring up this speech, and when she would, she was like this enemy trying to push me to do something that I hated and I didn't want to do. I kept procrastinating, saying I had more time. There was more important things to do. You know, like homework, playing on my phone, work, playing on my phone, reading, playing on my phone, checking Facebook for hours at a time, playing on my phone. You get the idea. You see, I procrastinated because I was afraid. I was afraid of writing a terrible speech. I was afraid of not being able to write a speech at all. And I was afraid of what others would think of my speech. So I put it off. I didn't know what to say to make the perfect speech, so I didn't even try at all. I had tried asking for advice on what to write a speech about, but to be honest, nobody was really all that helpful. One night, as I was laying in my bed in the darkness, staring at the ceiling after my mom brought up the dreaded speech again, I thought to myself, this speech thing is like life. We make our plans, these elaborate, perfect plans on what our life is going to be like. My plan to write a beautiful speech in advance is just like this. But slowly, like time to write my speech, our perfect plans, bits and pieces, they drift away. Right now, it's our senior year. Our senior trip, our ideal graduation, our after parties, all drifted away. Well, more like ripped away, but you get the idea. Later down the road, it might be the vehicle you always wanted doesn't work right. Your dream college doesn't accept you. You can't find a job. You lost your house, your family, and everything that you ever knew gets tossed up in the air, and the pieces fall where they may, and there you are, standing in the chaos, and have to pick up the pieces. You turn to others, but they can't help you fight life's battles. They can't make your decisions for you. You are afraid. You don't know what will happen next, and you are terrified that the choices you make are not going to be the right ones, and everyone will judge you. And then you make your choice. You act, and you rebuild your dreams, knowing that life changes, and that is okay. It is slow, hard work, and you want to give up, to take the easy way out. But as you persist and work hard and never give up, you build your life up. And though in some brief moments you don't like what you've made for yourself, you look back in the end and you are proud of what you have accomplished. Those jobs you've held, that promotion you got, that college degree you earned, that family you raised, the name you have made for yourself, you are proud of it. Though it is hard and at times the future is uncertain and your life becomes unstable, never lose sight of your end goal. Persistence, not procrastination. Determination, not doubt. Confidence, not cowardice. This is what will help you make it through your trials. Never lose sight of who you are and who you want to become, and you can do amazing things. It has been said that it is not enough to want to make the effort and to say we'll make the effort. It is in the doing, not just the thinking, that we accomplish our goals. Class of 2020, I ask that you will make the effort in life, to strive for happiness, to keep those goals, to be the best you that you can be. Go Coyotes!
Now I would like to introduce our second lovely lady, Courtney Wilkinson. Courtney has also maintained a GPA of 4.0 throughout her high school career. Aside from academics, Courtney also holds many leadership roles at CHS. She has spent countless hours planning events, participating in fundraisers, and earning community service hours. Courtney can always be counted on in a time of need. Please welcome to the stage the gifted Courtney Wilkinson.
My fellow classmates, I want to start by saying that I am so beyond grateful to speak with you today. I know I'm not the only one who's been anxiously waiting to graduate. But here's the thing, and I know this is hard to say, being as our graduation ceremony is literally a video, but I don't want this to be about the recent months of coronavirus and the many obstacles that we have had to overcome. I want this graduation to be about us, the class of 2020, and the many accomplishments we have all achieved in the last 4 and even 13 years together. I know it's difficult to move past what we've lost, but we need to focus on the bright future that lies ahead of us. With that being said, I know we've all learned a valuable lesson from the challenges we have faced as the class of 2020 that can help us from here on out. That lesson is that change is constant. Things are always changing, whether we like it or not. We've realized that even the things we have always believed to be certain can eventually be taken away, or at least made uncertain for a while. The best way to overcome these challenges and continue to grow is to embrace the change for all that it is, take it as it comes, and do the very best you can. And with that lesson, we will all evolve and flourish into successful young adults. To finish up my speech, I just want to say thank you to all of the parents, families, teachers, and staff for mentoring, raising, teaching, and looking after every one of us, and helping us through these hard times and all of the other challenges we faced in our lives. And a special thank you to the teachers who've put up with this class for the last 13 years, because we all know we've been a handful. I would lastly like to thank all of my fellow classmates. Thank you for sticking with me for the last 13 years or so. Thank you for teaching me and letting me teach you. Every single one of you has impacted my life in some way or another in the last 13 years, and I'm so blessed to have grown up with all of you. I can't wait to see what the future has in store for all of us, because God knows we deserve something good. We've worked so hard for this. Congratulations, class of 2020. We finally did it.
Thank you, Courtney. At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Miller to the stage.
Okay. Time and time again over the course of this spring, I've had a certain conversation between a wizard and a hobbit pop into my mind. I wish it need not have happened in my time, said Frodo. So do I, said Gandalf, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. The cover of your graduation program shows the original Columbia High School and the one we know today. It was 100 years ago during the 1919-1920 school year that the plan to put all of the students from the small schools in Burbank, Wallula, Italia, and Two Rivers together actually began. With input from the 4 communities, the planning was likely difficult enough, but also during those planning stages, the folks were dealing with the aftermath of World War I and of the Spanish flu, a pandemic that shut down businesses, schools, and other institutions all over the world, including right here in our region. While the Spanish flu, much like today's COVID, was horrible, reportedly, it at least led to some great things as well. For example, at the time, scattered health officials in our country thought the flu was caused by bacteria. But researchers charged with finding a cure found out that it was caused by a virus, which all of you will remember from Mrs. Kelly's class, are far smaller than bacteria and far more dangerous. Officials tried antibiotics that worked against bacteria, but of course, they did not work against the virus. Thankfully, though, through much hard work, researchers were able to build a vaccine that would stop the spread. The process they used helped stem newer viruses in the decades to come. Other positives. Dozens of countries developed national health ministries, including our own country, to help their populations. And an international health bureau was created that would eventually become the World Health Organization, that we've probably heard a ton about. in recent weeks. These local and global advancements following the Spanish flu epidemic had a huge impact on society. Though far more inspiring to me personally are the tales I've read of grassroots and widespread acts of kindness. People thinking globally but acting locally. Stories of church congregations and service clubs making and delivering food to affected families, teachers and public libraries teaming together to create and distribute activities for children stuck at home, and most inspiring, tales of neighbors even gambling their own health to provide for, feed, comfort, and take care of the at-risk in their own communities. Borrowing from Martin Luther during a pandemic that he lived through 4 centuries prior to the Spanish flu, I shall ask God mercifully to protect us. Then I shall fumigate, help purify the air, administer medicine, and take it. I shall avoid places and persons where my presence is not needed in order not to become contaminated, and thus perchance inflict and pollute others, and so cause their death as a result of my negligence. If God should wish to take me, he will surely find me, and I have done what has been expected of me, and so I am not responsible for either my own death or the death of others. If my neighbor needs me, however, I shall not avoid place or person, but will go freely, as stated above. Similarly with the pandemic and other horrors we are dealing with today, it is the stories of people going out of their way to take care of others that, to me, are the most inspiring. It has been truly an honor to be able to witness many of our own wonderful seniors take part in acts of kindness, grocery store runs for shut-ins, sewing masks for emergency workers and essential employees, caring for neighbors' animals or property, and even providing much-needed respite care for some special community members who may be unable to grasp the difficulty of the situation that we are in. To bookend my time at the podium with another quote from the wizard Gandalf, Saruman believes, "It is only great power that can hold evil in check." But that is not what I have found. It is the small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love. In a world that so desperately needs kindness, compassion, and action, I love how many of our Coyotes are willing to give. I hope and pray that you wonderful seniors will never lose that inclination. And finally, it is my sincere honor to declare that by the powers vested in me as principal of Columbia High School by the state of Washington and the Columbia School District Board of Directors, I pronounce that each of our fine young seniors has fulfilled all state and local requirements for graduation. To you, Superintendent Todd Hilberg, I recommend each of these wonderful Coyotes in Columbia's outstanding class of 2020 for their diplomas.
It's good. Parents, families, and graduating class of 2020, it is my distinct honor to stand before you today as Superintendent of the Columbia School District. A commencement ceremony brings many feelings to those involved. Students, parents, and family have many mixed emotions, ranging from pride for all your accomplishments, to excitement for the next steps in your lives, to anxiety for the unknown for what the future brings. You might expect that as I look for the right words to say today, that I bring out the old Dr. Seuss speech and discuss, oh, the places you'll go, and fill you with quotes such as, wherever you'll fly, you'll be the best of the best, or wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Well, not today, because class of 2020, you've officially broke the mold. You're cut from another cloth. Your generation has grown up immersed with technology, and it has always been around you. For example, the iPod was created before you were even born. You were 2 years old when Facebook was created, and YouTube was launched when you were 3. Twitter became the latest craze when you were 4, and the iPhone was released when you were 5. As a Generation Z, or also known as a Zoomer, not a boomer, but a Zoomer, you are being described as a generation that has great desire to change the world and make it a better place. Well, I'm here to tell you today that we could use as much of that as we can right now. While we can all agree the year did not end the way we intended, Columbia High School class of 2020, you've proven resilient. Born in the shadow of September 11th and going out in the midst of our current situation, you have proven that not even a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic can keep you down. Your contributions to our district and our community will last beyond your time in school. Coyotes, you have proven that you are still our best hope for a better future. Your gifts and talents will take you far in life, and I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. Go out into the new world. Our local health department tell you not to forget your masks, and shape our nation. Finally, Columbia High School class of 2020, I want to extend a simple, heartfelt thank you. Thank you for the impact you've had on our lives and our staff, families, and community surrounding you. As an educator and a parent, I'm amazed at what we continue to learn from our students and children. Seniors, don't underestimate the impact you have on the lives of those around you. You matter. You give us hope for the future. Go out, change the world, but don't ever forget your way back home. Go Coyotes. Now's the time you've all been waiting for. Columbia School District Board of Directors, as Superintendent of the Columbia School District, I hereby certify that all of these students have met the requirements as outlined by the State of Washington and the Columbia School District to have earned their high school diploma. I'm proud to bring up Senior Class Advisor, Ms. Sheena Kelly, for the presentation of the diplomas.
Okay, Julianne Denise Alfaro, she plans on attending college to become an RN.
Big smile for Senior Board. Uno más. Más grande. Okay, thank you. You look beautiful.
Congratulations. Thank you. Alexander Avalos, who plans on joining the Marines.
You guys can come up and get a picture with me. Come right on up to the stairs. Okay? This one, happy. 1, 2, 3. Can we get one more? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, Nathan Tyler Barrett, who plans on working as a correctional officer while attending CBC to get a criminal justice degree.
You stand on the edge.
Yay!
Big smile. Sit down a little bit, buddy. Look down at me. Let me get one more. 1, 2, 3.
Daniel Bohannon, who is planning on joining the workforce.
Stay right there. Okay, come on, Dad, come on up.
Okay, Mackenzie Grace Bolliger is going to attend Central Washington University.
Hey. Okay, parents, come on up. Big strong.
Okay, Brianna Marie Bourgeois is going to attend Northern Arizona University to get a bachelor's in nursing.
Close one up your mouth. Stand on the hands.
Ariana May Bruckelmeyer.
Stand on the hands. Okay, chin down just a little bit for me, sweetie. 1, 2, 3.
Josie Marie Cardinal, who is going to continue with her job as a caregiver.
Yes, you're on the hands. Okay, chin down just a little bit there.
Leonardo Danielle Castaneda, who is going to be working towards becoming a mechanic. Congratulations. Jacob Timothy DeBoer will be attending the University of Idaho to get a degree in geological engineering.
Jacob, second. Big smile. 1, 2.
Carson Ezra Derringer, who plans on attending CBC in the fall.
Okay, on the hands. Hold it up. Okay, chin down.
Julia Elizabeth Donnelly, who plans on attending CBC. Congratulations.
Hold it up so we can see.
Haley Nicole Foote, 2020 valedictorian. Her future plans are to go to CBC and get a degree in elementary education. Woo!
Go Haley!
Thomas James Wyatt Forsythe. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Put your pass on the left side. Okay. You just graduated.
There you go.
Okay, and let me see the cover. And I need to do.
Anastasia Angelique Zoe Geyer.
Yay!
Congratulations. All right, and stand right on the X.
So they put your tassel on the left side. Okay, get your knee up. Sit down.
Chandler Alexander Guthrie, who plans to attend CBC in the fall. Congratulations. And stand there on the right.
Okay, and let's put your tassel on the left side. Stand on the X. Okay, hold it so I can see the front.
Evan Michael Arbill, who plans on attending CBC to play golf and pursue a computer science degree. Congratulations.
Evan, put your tassel on the other side. Okay?
But now you're graduating.
That looks really good, Evan. Now that's even better. Down.
Cassandra Gonzalez Hernandez. Congratulations.
And put your tassel on the other side. Good.
Riley LeRae Hunter. Zachary England Jackson, who is going to work as an electrical apprentice. Congratulations.
Put your tassel on the other side. On the left side. Yeah, right there, that's good. Okay, now hold so I can see the front.
Jaden May Viola Johnson, who is the CHS class of 2020 Salutatorian. She plans on attending WSU in the fall. Congratulations.
Okay, you want your tassel on the picture? You want
Austin James Kennedy, who plans on joining the workforce to work towards a welding apprenticeship. Congratulations.
Now something on the other side. There you go. Stand on the X. There you go. Sit down a little bit.
Serenity Lynn Hennessy.
Okay, ready, right. Put your tassel on the other side.
Justice Star Kitts, who will be attending YVCC and getting into the vet tech program.
Come on up to the
Congratulations.
stairs. Press this in toward me, and put your tassel on the other side. Didn't you have a really pretty senior picture?
Justin Paul Koopman, who will be attending CBC to earn a business degree. Congratulations.
Okay, Justin, put your tassel on the other side now. There you go. You guys can come up the bottom of the stairs. Justin, on your spot.
Lillian Giselle Lott will take a year to attain residency in Kentucky and then attend the University of Kentucky to get a BA in biology. Congratulations.
We're going to put your tassel on the other side. And hold it on really tight. No, not that far back.
Kobe Allen Field, who plans on joining the Marine Corps.
Put your tassel on the other side. Hold it right there.
Kimberly Nayeli Madrigal, who plans on getting her cosmetology license. Congratulations.
And put your tassel over your left side. It's in the back. You got way back there. Right there. Perfect. Okay.
Ruby Martinez, who plans on attending CBC to earn her AA and then transfer to Eastern Washington University. Erlindo Hara Jr., our future astronaut.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Stand on the X. That's it. Okay. And chin up.
Jesus Perez. Congratulations.
That's my boy. Jesus, change your tassel over to the other side. There you go. You're looking good there.
Cade Allen Quant, who will be attending lineman school. Congratulations. Isaac Alexander Ramos, who is planning on joining the workforce. Congratulations.
I think put your tassel on the other side. Like this? On the left side, yeah. No, not back there, Amish. Keep going. Right there, there you go. And hold that one. Bring it down.
Emmeline Grace Rice, who plans on going to college to become a nurse.
Yay, Emma!
Stand on that X. And hold it up so I can see it. Push your tassel on the other side. Hold it right in front of you. No, not back there. Looking forward. There you go. Turn around so I can see it.
Sloan Isabella Rexon will be attending Carroll College and double majoring in anthrozoology and biochemistry.
Okay, put your tassel on the other side. How many times have I made your picture?
A lot. Emily Jean Rogers, who will be attending CBC in the fall.
Stand on the X and put your tassel on the left side.
Yeah!
There's some numbers around there.
Maria Guadalupe Romero Olivera is planning on attending CBC and then will later transfer to become a midwife. Congratulations. Alondra Elizabeth Sanchez Chavez. Congratulations.
You did it, finally.
All right, come this way. Oh, this way? Yeah, we're gonna have you walk all the way. Wade Lewis Schaefer.
Way to go, Way!
Raya Quinn Small, who is going to attend CBC in the fall and then transfer to Eastern to get her business degree. Congratulations. Alicia Nicole Seitzma, who is going to attend Pacific University to study dental hygiene. Congratulations. Victoria Ann Thompson, who in the spring or fall of 2021 will be attending college to get a BA in business management. Congratulations. Alex George Tiffany, who plans on becoming a biostatistical scientist. Congratulations. William Lawrence Burnham, who is joining the Army National Guard. Congratulations.
Okay, Will, put your tassel on the other side. Make sure the number's in the front. You gotta get in the middle, you're going too far back. Not there, there you go.
Creighton Michael Waters, who will be attending CBC in the fall. Congratulations. Augustus James Way, who is going to attend Eastern Washington University to major in psychology. Brennan Michael Wickstrom, who is going to attend Northwest University to study youth ministry. valedictorian, who will be attending WSU Pullman to get a BA in actuarial science. Madison Noel Warcott, who will be attending BYU Hawaii to major in biomedical studies to become a CRNA.